hero.
Have you any hobbies?
My hobbies are fast cars and fast women.
Hobbies are healthy. They teach you things.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
What is going on, everybody? James Larson here with Pro Football Newsroom Around the UFL's interview series, and today we've got a bit of a special episode for you all. We'll have 4 guests today, all UFL Showcase attendees from this past weekend in Atlanta. And first up, I'm joined by former East Carolina running back Rajai Harris. Rajai, how you doing today, my man?
What's going on, man? I can't complain, man. I'm blessed just to be here, blessed to be a part of this special thing you're doing, man, and just excited to be on here, man. Like I said, it's just an opportunity, man. Grateful for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you joining me today. Obviously, right now, the UFL, it's a league all about opportunity. It's all about football. And before we get into some of the details about your career, I really just wanted to ask you to start off, what inspired you to start playing football and really just your love for this game?
So what inspired me is it's not the same thing that really kind of like triggers me now. Where it is, but my dad played football and he was number 47. You probably done seen the story. My dad went to high school at Spartanburg High School. Was a great athlete, man. Did everything right. My dad had a child that motivated him. My dad didn't stick it out. He went to Georgia military for a little bit, but he just found out that that wasn't no consistent pay for him to take care of his child. So he left school, went back home and worked. So that was my motivation, just to go to school, get through school, and continue the 47 legacy. But now my why is my 2 daughters. I have a 4-year-old Emery, and I have a 3-month Emerson. So that's definitely my why, my motivation, my reason to get up every day to go chase that 1%.
Yeah, I would assume that, now that you have kids in the picture and you're a father, it kind of puts a different perspective into, what you're doing and kind of this career that you're trying to build, not just for yourself, but now for your family and your kids.
Definitely. That's why I said it like how I said it, because it was just about me. You feel what I'm saying? Like what I wanted to do in life and what I wanted to pursue. But now it's for my kids. It's something bigger than me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the whole attitude and that's the whole movement behind me, behind Rajai Harris, man. It's not just about me, not just about, the people that's, you feel me, done got me here. It's about everybody that done got me here, literally. You feel what I'm saying? It's literally everybody. Everybody played a part. My dad always speaks on it takes a village to get to where you need to get to in life, man. So that's just a little bit about me, but that's a little bit about what I bring to an organization. You feel what I'm saying? It's never no one man. You feel what I'm saying? It's a whole organization. It's a whole team. You feel what I'm saying? That's how we're gonna win championships. That's how we're gonna get it done.
Absolutely, and kind of talking about landing places. You landed at East Carolina and really played there your whole college career. Can you kind of take me through that process of what it was like getting accustomed there and kind of deciding to pick East Carolina and sticking out? I mean, we see a lot of college athletes these days. They transfer from place to place. They're at three, four
Definitely.
colleges throughout their career. You got to stay in one place. How special was that for you?
It's special, man, because I'm real big on loyalty. I'm real big on loyalty, man. And East Carolina was my first offer. So that was the first opportunity that I got. You feel what I'm saying? I had over 25 plus offers, was very blessed and fortunate to do that. But I'm real big on loyalty, man. And they showed me my first offer, man. They gave me my first opportunity to go do something special with myself. You feel what I'm saying? So stayed at East Carolina my whole time, 5 years. I had opportunities to go other places, man, but why? You feel what I'm saying? We play good football at East Carolina. Got an education out of East Carolina, communication. So man, why, man? I met some great people while I was there, man. And like I just said, man, I'm real big on loyalty, man. And they gave me my first opportunity, so why not go get it done there?
I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go off script quick because we got a question here from UFL highlights asking Rajai, how does it feel to be a dog?
How I feel, man. It's a mindset, man. It really is a mindset, man. It's a mindset that I take into like every day. I tweet 1% every day, not just for a tweet, but it's just for me attacking the day. It motivates a lot of people. It motivates me as well. So just training my mindset to be a dog in all phases has helped me along the way, not just on the football field, but in the community, at home as a dad. You feel what I'm saying? Football's helped me and helped my mentality, man, in many ways. So just waking up every day, man, chasing that 1% has developed me to be a dog. You feel what I'm saying? That 1% got to add up, man. So it's definitely developing me to be a dog.
And talking about, putting your all into different phases of the game, you saw a lot of production running the football at East Carolina,
Sure.
but you also showcased versatility coming out the backfield, catching passes, scoring touchdowns in multiple ways, also blocking special teams. Can you kind of talk about those aspects of your game and how versatile of a player you are?
Yeah, man. See, a lot of people don't really understand, man. I'm playing kind of like 210, 215, man, but I can do whatever, man. I've been back deep on kickoff return. I've been front line on kickoff return. I've been on punt. I've been on and that's just special teams, man. I've been on a punt return, man. But just being able to catch the ball and make people miss is really big for me. Knowing that I'm a bigger guy, people want to go low. So how can I make them look silly out there? You feel what I'm saying? So just working on my craft and doing different things that just separate me on film, man, and just blocking and stuff like that. That's natural. You feel what I'm saying? That's something that a running back has to do. You feel what I'm saying? You get hit every play anyways. You feel what I'm saying? So why not leave something on tape that's very positive?
And speaking of that positive tape, I mean, you were able to turn that into a rookie minicamp opportunity with the Bills, something that not a lot of people can say that they were able to do. Could
Most
you talk a
definitely.
little bit about that experience, being able to get that taste of pro success and being in a camp and with an NFL organization in Buffalo?
Definitely, man. Buffalo is a great place, man, and I appreciate them for just giving me an opportunity to go up there, man, and just showcase what I could do. It's definitely a standard there. It's definitely a reason why they're winning. But it was definitely a great opportunity just to get up there, man, and just to see it. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody dreams of going out there and being an NFL player, but I actually got to experience it for them days that I was up there in Buffalo, not just on the field, but off the field. You feel what I'm saying? I kind of got it. And East Carolina did a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of got to like live as a pro. You feel what I'm saying? And had the mindset of a pro. You feel me? Sitting in the meeting rooms was a lot of dark days leading up to that. You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely took it all in. I definitely appreciated the opportunity. And man, like I said, I ain't got nothing but love for that old organization.
Being able to be, inside the doors of a pro organization, does it kind of give you a different, you know, just a different viewpoint on the game of football in general?
Definitely, man, because you got to look at it, man. It's guys in that locker room that's in their 30s. You feel what I'm saying? So it's real men in that locker room that's really providing for their family the way that I want to. You feel what I'm saying? So definitely look up to a lot of guys that's in that locker room that's going through what they're going through on the business side and going home to their family. You feel what I'm saying? So it's much respect to the guys. And that's what I look at. You feel what I'm saying? When I walk in the locker room, like, how is it divided? You feel what I'm saying? And the Bills, man, they had a standard, man, and everybody got along. It wasn't just this group right here, this group right here. No, the kickers was talking to the quarterbacks was talking to the defense. You feel me? Vice versa. So it was definitely a standard, man, and it definitely made you look at it as an opportunity and as a gift from God. You feel what I'm saying? So it was definitely great, man. It really was, man. Just being in that locker room and being around them guys, them pro guys, man, and just being around them for a couple of days was great.
And speaking of camps, you were in a bit of a different type of camp last weekend at the UFL
Yeah,
Showcase,
most definitely,
going out
most
there, showing
definitely.
out. I want to ask, what made you want to attend that UFL Showcase, and, what was the motivation behind you deciding to go through with that?
Man, I just want to get back on the field, man. That's really what it all comes down to, man. And I feel like I just need to keep on putting myself on tape. And man, if you turn on the tape, man, you'll see a lot of great plays, man. You'll see a lot of that, man. But I really just want them to really evaluate me as a player. Man, I'm probably gonna be at a lot of different showcases, man, just showcasing my talent, man, as the dates continue to just come out, man, because I just want the coaches to really see what they'll get as a player and as a man. You feel what I'm saying? I carry myself, man, to a high standard. So everywhere I go, man, I make sure I just, leave it better than I started it, man. And that's really what I did when I went up there. I went up there with a clear head, man, just a normal day in the office, and I had a pretty good day, man. My agent did a great job, man, just reaching out to GMs, man, making sure my name was heard. Met some great people, man, and just enjoyed the opportunity, man, because I haven't been on the field, man. It was crazy. Our military bowl game was the 26th, I believe. Pro day, of course. The mini camp, of course, man. But that was another opportunity for me just to be on the field and just me to just soak in that feeling again, man. Because like I know, man, the opportunity is very slim, man. So just taking advantage of every opportunity I get is definitely key.
Absolutely, and I was curious, is there anything in particular that you think you did at the showcase that might have helped you stand out specifically compared to some of the competition you were dealing with?
Yeah, man. I had some pretty good numbers, man. I was like in the 4.5s or whatever, man. But just me catching the ball out the backfield is definitely key. Like you said earlier, man, I'm really good with my hands. It's kind of pretty natural to me. It's really a God-given gift from God, man. Honestly, man, that I can just catch naturally. But growing up, I was on jugs a lot, man. I used to train as a receiver. Man, so man, just catching out the backfield, man, and doing bag drills, man, that's just like clockwork for me, man. We do that stuff so much, man. I've done it since I was yee high, man. So just going out there attacking everything like I've been training, man. It was really key.
I'd be curious, if you have a message to pro organizations out there, whether it's the UFL, the CFL, the NFL. I mean, you'll play, probably wherever you can get your feet on to get out there on the
Most
field.
definitely.
Well, what's your message to these teams as to why you're an individual and a player that is worth looking at?
Man, just as simple as this, man. Whatever role that Rajai Harris has to do, he's going to complete it no matter what. You feel what I'm saying? No matter if it's on special teams, no matter if it's a leader in the locker room, leader in the community, or a dog on the field. You feel what I'm saying? I really embrace the mindset that I have, man. I really think I could add to a team, man, no matter the role, man. And I'll take that role and do it to 100%. Like I said, I got 2 kids, man. So the motivation is out the roof. The ability is out the roof, man. I believe in myself, man, and I believe in the people around me, man. So just forming that positive, motivational group, organization, man, and be special, man. Just to have Rajai Harris in that locker room.
And I'm gonna go off script one more time. So we got another question here in the comments. If there is an ideal UFL team that you see yourself fitting into.
Honestly, man, I'm open for every opportunity, man. I can't even lie, man, and that goes for UFL. See, it goes for any league, man. Honestly, it really does, man. So, any team that giving me opportunity to go out there and just be Rajai Harris, man, I definitely appreciate it, man. And they'll see one day, man. Definitely, people will see one day, man, why Rajai Harris is a guy for their program for sure.
And my final question to you is, you played a lot of really great football at ECU, and you played with a lot of really good players there, guys that were able to,
Oh yeah,
go on to the NFL, and we saw some guys in the
most
UFL,
definitely.
like Holton Allers and Isaiah Winstead.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Can you talk about, playing with some of those guys and, what you were able to learn from them being in the same locker room?
The mentality is everything, man. The game is 90% mental, 10% physical. And I tell people that, man, you be like, what are you talking about? But that's the way them guys that you just named carried themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they took practice so serious that game day was so easy, literally. Like it was times hoping to be at practice, grinding so hard and go out there and throw for 400, almost 500 yards like it wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the hard work pays off, man. You just got to stay down and go get it, man, because when that opportunity comes, you'll be more than ready to do it, man. And that's just something learning from them guys, man, and just watching them each and every day just go out there and just leave it all on the field, because you just never know when that opportunity is going to come, and you never know when the injury is going to come and some adversity, man. So you got to get out there and just ball, man, every single day like your hair is on fire, man, and go chase that opportunity, because it's out there. It's out there for
No
sure.
doubt. I mean, that's what this is all about. Pro football opportunity. You got to stay ready. Rajai, I really appreciate you joining us
Most
today
definitely.
here on Around the UFL. Wishing you the best moving forward and hope to see you on a football field next spring. Could be in the UFL. That'd be really awesome to see. Thanks again,
Most
and
definitely.
wishing you the best the rest of the week.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the opportunity. You have a great one,
You
man.
too. Take it easy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and we're quickly moving on to our next guest. Let's see if I can get him in here. Wide receiver Christian Edgerson. Oh, come on now, Riverside. There's a button that says let in. I'm clicking to let him in. I don't know why it's not letting me. Technical difficulties. I figured we'd run into this here on this show. Not surprised. What the heck? Man, he's right there, sitting backstage, but I can't get him in. Give me one moment, folks. We'll be right back. And it looks like we've got him now. Christian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. We can hear you as well. Appreciate you joining us today, Christian. How you doing?
Perfect.
You still there?
I'm just ready to hear.
Yeah, your connection sounds a little rough. Maybe we'll give it a second.
It.
Oh, boy. Christian, you still there? I feared this would happen. Can you hear me, Christian?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. You're sounding better now. There we go.
Okay. You hear?
All right. Oh, no. Just when I thought we were good. This is the off-season, guys. It's Around the UFL. Interview series with 4 guests. First time trying to do this, and what do you know? Let's see if I can get him back in here. In the meantime, if anybody's in the chat, I'd be curious if you had any thoughts on Rajai's story. Thought he had a pretty unique opportunity, and he did run. I saw his test numbers from the showcase. He has some good numbers. Could definitely see him landing on a team. Well, we're going to take another quick break here as I try to get Christian back in.
All good.
There we go. You're looking a little
Can you
bit
hear
better
me?
now.
Can you hear me?
We can. Christian,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry about that. Hey, technical difficulties might be on whose end, I don't know. But how are you doing today?
Oh man. Are you there?
Can you hear me, Christian?
I hear you good.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough to hear you a little bit. Your connection's kind of going in and out. But
It is. Should
yeah,
I
but
take my headphones out?
I think you're okay right now. We'll stick with it.
Okay.
We'll roll with it for now. We'll just
Okay.
jump right into it. I know I opened up with Rajai about what inspired him to play football. Christian, be curious, what inspired you to start playing this beautiful game of football?
Really, just like my brothers and just my dad inspired me like to go out on the field and just give it my all, and just the opportunity just to be around team and my friends, like just an extracurricular activity that I could do just to hang out and be with my friends and it was definitely a good experience.
I'd be curious, to get your insight on your decision to try to transfer schools midway through your career, right? Where Rajai, he stayed at Eastern Carolina his whole career. You began your career at Florida Memorial. You played 2 years there, and then you try to transfer. You tried out with a couple other schools, and then you landed back at Florida Memorial. Could you kind of take me through that
Yeah.
process and what it was like, going through some of that adversity and getting some of those opportunities?
So it was tough. It was a lot for me, and it was just school, but I'm blessed and fortunate and privileged to go back to Florida Memorial and finish my career off the right way. And it was just a good experience, and I'm glad that I went to go see if I can go D1 and make that transition. But God put me in the right place.
Could you talk a little bit about your time at FMU? I know you finished strong in your senior season, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. You averaged over 21 yards per reception. What'd you kind of learn about yourself in that final season?
I learned that I'm an elite player. I know that we didn't play the best talent. I know it's an NAIA program, but I know I can play with some of the best of them.
And I gotta ask about your recent interaction with St. Louis Battlehawks head coach Anthony Beck. You kind of made some major headlines there on X and social media where you got to bump into him down there in
Yeah,
Florida, I believe it was, and had a conversation with him and impressed him
in
so
Tampa.
much that you tweeted about the interaction. Kind of helped put your name out there. Can you talk about how that went down?
So I work at the Tampa outlets, and I saw a huge coach walking past my store that I work at. I'm like, that's Coach Beck. Like I point, I'm like, that's Coach Beck. So I ran out there and greeted him, watching his son play at Iowa State. He's a great player, quarterback, and I just wanted the opportunity to connect with him and like let him know that I am looking for the opportunity to be in the UFL and his team or any team in the UFL because I know I'm ready to be that next step.
And speaking of taking that next step, obviously you attended this UFL showcase this past weekend in Atlanta. Maybe talk a little bit about what motivated you to get back out there. I know you're a guy who's, coming from a small school trying to get an opportunity. What motivated you to decide to go through with this showcase and kind of bet on yourself?
Basically, I'm a competitive guy. Who is not? If you don't want to play this game and compete against some other great athletes, you're in the wrong sport. And I'm from Ohio originally, so we're very tough, hard-nosed football guys. So I wanted the opportunity to show my talent and show that I'm a gifted athlete and receiver.
Was there anything in particular that you think helped you stand out at this past showcase? And obviously, you had that interaction with Beck previously, but what were some of the things that you think not only you did to stand out, but also that you were able to learn from being around some other pros?
So I learned that well, I stood out in my routes and catching the ball. I caught every ball that came my way. That's key as a receiver. Catch the ball. The number one thing, catch the ball. So that's something that I could have ran a little better on my times. And big news, I will be attending Orlando UFL Showcase in Orlando, October 26th. So you will
There we
see
go.
me there. Yes, sir. And some of the other athletes were incredible, incredible.
I can't tell if we lost. Okay, I think you're still there. I'd
I'm
be
still
curious to
here.
get
Yes,
your.
sir.
Oh, you're good. Hey, it's tough, man. It's a live stream. You deal with technical difficulties sometimes. It is what it is. You know, kind
Yes,
of
sir.
talking about being around pros and being around this UFL scene. How inspiring was it for you? Like, kind of like I mentioned earlier, coming from a smaller school, you're fighting for all these opportunities. Are these UFL showcases the first opportunity you've really had to put yourself in front of pros?
Yeah, so I actually had my pro day. I ran a 40 in front of the Buccaneers where I ran a 4.48. I thought I was gonna get an opportunity there, get a workout, and that ended up happening. And then I had my pro day, official pro day at the Podium Bowl. If you ever heard of the Podium Bowl, it's an all-star game in Miami, Florida. So those opportunities were gifted to me being a small school guy, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate any opportunity. And the UFL is a huge, absolutely huge opportunity, not just for athletes like myself, but athletes that want that opportunity. And I'm pretty sure that the athletes are getting to move on to the big schools and obviously move on to the school, not the schools, the NFL. So that's the goal. So
If there's a message that you would have to other pro organizations such as the UFL, the CFL, the NFL, whoever might be watching, what would be your message to them as to why you belong in one of these leagues?
personally would be I belong. um, and then most importantly, I'm a team guy. I'm a huge teammate guy. I love to uplift my brothers and be a leader of men. That's something that I'm huge on is being a great teammate. And I'm a student of the game. I really want to learn and observe. And I feel like the UFL is a great opportunity for me to learn and become a pro. Start my career as a pro. So I really appreciate this opportunity. And I know there's a lot of technical difficulties, but I tried my best to give you what I needed.
Christian, it's all good. Hey, it's not your fault. The internet gets in the way sometimes. Hey, we're still
Yes,
figuring
sir.
this stuff out. But my final question to you would be, maybe one lesson that you've learned along the way from playing football, from being around football, that shaped you into who you are today.
Being being comfortable and confident in my skin, like being comfortable as a man, because football definitely brings confidence in you to play out on the field, but sometimes you not be as might not be as confident off the field. So it's definitely built confidence in me to be like a grown man, the goals that I want to do on and off the field.
No doubt. Well, Christian, I appreciate you joining us today. Again, appreciate your time. Glad to hear that you killed it at
Yes,
the
sir.
showcase. And hey, best of luck moving forward, whether it's finding a spot in arena football, the UFL, the CFL. And I'm excited to see that you got an opportunity in Orlando to go showcase yourself again. So good luck with that
Yes,
and go
sir.
crush it.
And when am I gonna be back on the show? I need to be back. You
Hey,
gotta, you
we get
gotta
you
get. I
signed on a
love
UFL
talking.
team. We'll definitely bring you back on at some point for sure. How about that?
Perfect. That's all I like. I like to hear that for sure.
Sounds good, Christian. Well, hey, appreciate you and wishing you the best rest of the week. All right, we're going to jump right into our next segment here. Looks like I've got Dylan Brown, defensive back, joining the show. Dylan, can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. We can hear you. We can see you well. Dylan, appreciate you joining the show today. How you doing?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you?
Doing well. Dealing with a couple technical things that's a bit annoying, but other than that, doing great. But you sound and look good, so we'll jump right into it. Dylan, I've been asking everybody so far to start. Just a simple question: what inspired you to start playing this beautiful game of football?
Man, my parents, for sure. Like, I've been playing, I think I played 1 year of flag football when I was in like second grade, and then my dad was like, you know what, let's put the pads on and see what happens. So we started playing football in third grade, and I've been playing tackle football ever since. And uh, football runs in my family. My dad played at the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point as a receiver. I played receiver all the way till freshman year, and then just how our offense played, just how our high school played on offense. It didn't really lead me to success, so I decided to make that switch to defense. Besides that, it's just been smooth sailing ever since, and I've I've loved the game over and over and over again as I got older.
So you've got some versatility there, playing both sides of football, and having some experience there.
Yes, sir. A little bit. I feel like one thing that definitely separates me from a lot of DBs in general is that you have to think like a receiver as well. You gotta know like down and distance. You gotta know what releases are more likely. Definitely, and then that definitely it helps you make adjustments quicker in the game as well.
So looking at your college career, you played at the D3 level, the majority of it. You played at the University of Wisconsin River Falls, which I'm being honest,
Yes, sir.
Dylan, I had no idea that school existed until I started looking into your background. But I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
to have the success that you had there, it's not easy to play at that level, trying to get your name out there, trying to get proper exposure where a lot of times these D3 guys get overlooked. Could you kind of take me through that process and just the drive and dedication you had to the game, despite, probably being overlooked more often than not?
Yeah, 100%. Like, as everyone's first opinion about D3 is like, oh, no scholarship. Like a lot of guys are smaller, can't really hang with those big time schools. But if you look at all the WIAC teams, Wisconsin athletic conference, like we go play teams from other conferences and we stop them. I'm just be straight honest. Like even like there's some schools that can hang with us, but I would say the WIAC is the SEC of D3. And it shows. We have a lot of schools like the Cross. They played Grand Valley last year and they only lost by 7. They just beat Wayne State. That's a Division II school. So something that's really keeping me driven though is that like a lot of the work, it's on us. Like a lot of like D3 guys, like coaches can't be really hands-on because of the no athletic scholarships. So a lot of the, like you see, like a lot of the guys that do stand out are the guys that do like a lot of work on their own. Like you add extra on top of ordinary, you get extraordinary. And right. I would really feel like that really, I would say I have really extreme or I have really extraordinary work ethic. Nobody cares, work harder, man. You know what I mean? So it's right. Like keep working harder every day. Just get 1% better every day, regardless of if you feel like you made progress or not. And just keeping that big goal of mine is just get paid to play this beautiful game that I play for.
Yeah, Rajai was talking about, staying ready, right? I mean, it's in this scene where, you put so much work behind the scenes. You're going to showcases, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing workouts, you're getting calls from folks, and then things don't pan out. It's like, how do you as an athlete, especially from a smaller school, just keep yourself mentally grounded through those times of adversity and through those positions where there is uncertainty?
I would say is the hardest part, just like not knowing just like that distance of the unknown that like you never know when you're going to put a helmet back on. And that's the hardest part, and that's where like a lot of guys quit because like is it really going to be worth it? You know what I mean? But in my opinion, it's like, why not me? Like why not go all the way? And at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, I'll be able to say that I tried and say that, and regardless of what happens, even like whatever the outcome is going to be, I'll forever be able to say that I was blessed with the opportunities that I've had, and it's part of the process. You know what I mean? Like just working out, really, like I said, like not knowing when that end result is going to be or what it's going to be. But in my opinion, it's not about what the end result is. It's about who I become along the way. It's about who I become mentally. It's been such a mental journey, man, and I loved who I became along the way. So regardless of what happens, I'm just going to be proud of myself regardless.
No doubt. I mean, and speaking of what you became along the way, you played in over 40 games for the Falcons. You earned 4-time All-WIAC honors. You're a 2-time All-Region DB. I believe you also won multiple championships with that team as well. Can you kind of talk to me about some of the fondest moments during your college career?
Oh, man. A lot of it wasn't even playing football. You know what I mean? Like, just like the relationships that I built when I was there. Like, a lot of my best friends that are going to be at my wedding one day are the guys I played with all 4 years. Like, dudes like Michael Brown, Andrew Schumacher, Aaron Borgeting, Cade Schmidt. Like, I could keep going. You know what I mean? Like, and one of them is my roommate right now. So it's like a lot of those guys and just those relationships I built is definitely like just I could talk stories on days about just playing when it's like our second Isthmus, like speaking of championships, it was maybe -10 wind chill. It was cold. Like I've never felt like I couldn't feel my feet the whole first half, like at all. Like, it was. But 10, 20 years down the line, like I'll be able to share every quarter how that quarter went like it was the back of my hand, and just like making memories like those with the relationships I built. I would say, and like just speaking of D3, like I feel like a lot of upper and even with the transfer portal, it's hard to get that experience of having lifelong friends, right? Just in 4 years, you know what I mean? And that's something that I'll never take for granted ever.
Yeah, and to kind of bounce off that, I was talking to Rajai as well, a guy who was able to stay in the same spot his whole college career, and we see a lot of guys that bounce around from school to school, but for you to be in that one spot and just continue to get better and better each year, how much does that mean to you in your career?
It means everything, you know what I mean? And it's like every off season I'm going the same mindset that I never want to be as good as I was last year. I want to be even better. I want to chase bigger goals. I want to I want to like not stat pack, but I want to do better than I was last year and be more of a leader and just and get deeper into the playbook, know what other guys are doing, be in more to the offense as well, getting them better, and just like Walker gave me an opportunity and I'm able to impact the lives around me. Why would I leave? Like regardless of, because at the end of the day, if you're good enough, they're gonna come find you, and that's something I believe true in my heart, and regardless of what happens, like I know that like I'll never give up. I'll never give up anything that I did in the past.
I mean, speaking of coming to find you, I mean the Indianapolis Colts did come calling. They brought you in a rookie mini camp. You're one of the few D3 guys to get a rookie minicamp invite this past spring. Can you talk a little bit about that experience and, going from D3 to then getting your foot in the door of an NFL organization?
Yes, sir. It was super surreal, man. Like something that you dream about as a kid. Like I remember my dad had this little like Dallas Cowboys blanket, and I would lay on the ground and act like I'm on the screen. You know what I mean? So like when just being inside just like a true facility and practicing with dudes that got drafted, like Tyler Warren, Justin Wally, like all those dudes that you watch on TV on Saturday nights, like it's super surreal, man. And just even just like simpler things like how different practice was, because like I'm used to the same practice schedule all 4 years and how different it was and honestly like how structured it was. I wasn't used to that. So that was kind of
NFL's
like
a bit different.
Right. Oh, it was insanely different. But I like that experience. Like the first day was an adjustment for sure. But then when the second day come, I was so much more comfortable. I wasn't as like, I'll just be like, I'm an honest guy. Like I wasn't as nervous at all. I mean, like I definitely felt like I adjusted and I showed coaches even on film that like it takes me maybe one day to adjust and get to know the playbook more and get to know the guys more. And yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, working towards those opportunities and getting a chance to be around pros, you were at this UFL Showcase back in Atlanta, around more pros, and, kind of take me through that experience of what it was like. And I know you had some really impressive numbers. Can you just talk to me about that UFL Showcase experience?
Yeah, it was awesome. Just being around guys that had the same goal, just to make it. And I would say that I was super prepared going into that because, like, just at the end of the season in November, I was getting ready to train for my pro day, and I was in Tampa, Florida from January to March training for my pro day at Athlete Innovation. So I was training then, and then when I got back, I kept training for Indianapolis. So like that's from May, and then from May to last weekend, I'm training. That's what 5-6 months. So like I felt super prepared going into it. And like I've said, all those numbers that I put out, those were expected. You know what I mean? Like that's the standard I hold myself to. And just being around those guys and just like getting to know everyone's background as well. And like that was pretty cool.
It's funny you mentioned that about your statement expected, because that was my next question for you. We saw the UFL post those numbers. You're out there at the top of the defensive performers, and you quote tweeted with just simple one word: expected. How does that confidence that you have in yourself not just make you into a better player, but just kind of translate to your game and who you are as a person?
Well, I would say like something that our defensive back room at Everett Falls was preparation equals confidence. So if you're not prepared, how do you expect to perform on the field? So and that just comes with film study, just physical preparation and mental preparation. And I felt like I was mentally and physically prepared for that moment. So when I got those numbers, it was expected.
Yeah, there you have it, plain and simple, expected.
Sure.
Your message to pro teams, whether it's the UFL, the CFL, the NFL, or whoever might be watching, might be looking, why do you belong in one of these leagues?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. This is something I think about on a day-to-day basis. I'm physically ready to play. I'm mentally ready to play, and something super simple is that whatever team is willing, I wouldn't even say take a chance, is gonna take a chance on me. They're not gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna give them my full effort. I'll be in that office day and night trying to, and just not just being. They're not just getting a good player. They're also getting a great teammate and leader as well. That's always willing to learn, just like a sponge of information. And whenever I step foot into any facility, they're going to get 100%.
Gonna go off script here for a question we got from UFL Highlights. He's curious. I don't know if you have watched the UFL much before, but do you have a favorite UFL team?
Oh, dude. I honestly, like, I love I think the Battlehawks, and then DC. DC super cool, and then San Antonio.
DC and San Antonio. All right. And the battle, I mean, St. Louis, you can't go wrong with, that crowd that they have and the success that they've had as well. We got Lane PFN here in the comments. Respect the confidence. I mean, from the second you got on the show, Dylan, I could just tell. Like, you just have this aura and this confidence around you, and that's what you got to do in this scene. And as we wrap things up here, are there any final words or anything that you feel like you have to say to the audience here before we wrap things up?
Oh, I just want to say thank you to the comments on saying that. You know what I mean? It wasn't an overnight process. It's a day-to-day thing, mental battle that everybody goes through, and just want to say that I'm ready, man. I'm ready for whatever team is making a chance, dude. I would say that I'm a pretty appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'm ready, dude. It's, just step by step, day by day, 1% better, and whatever opportunity is given to me, I'm gonna take it full grasp.
Absolutely, Dylan. Well, hey, I love the confidence. I'm looking at what you've been able to accomplish the last few years, definitely think you should be on a team. But unfortunately, I'm not a GM. Otherwise, you would have a job right now. But wishing you the best moving forward, and thanks again for joining us, and have a great rest of your week.
I appreciate having me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Yep.
Well, that was another fun interview. James Baker, notice how Bro didn't name a USFL team. That's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. I know we got Michael Hiers on tap. He'll be joining shortly. Probably give him a couple minutes to jump on here. In the meantime, if anyone has any comments or anything you want to ask me while I'm here on my own, feel free to let me know. It's kind of like it's like a structured but unstructured version of Around the UFL interview series, in the sense that I've tried to structure it where we have guests coming on in and out as much as possible, but in those little breaks, there's kinks you gotta work through, and it looks like Michael's joining right now. See if we can get him pulled up here. What's going on, Michael? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Doing good. We can hear you pretty good. Looks good, so I think we're good to go. Michael, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. We just got done with football practice. I helped coach one of the high schools around here, the high school that I went to. So.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
How's that been going for you?
Been good. It's been fun, man. Kind of giving back, coaching the quarterbacks is a whole different perspective. But yeah, it's a blast.
Just something else to add to the resume and keeping you busy in this off season.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, Michael, I've been asking everybody, kind of the first leadoff question, and I gotta ask it to you since you're the last. Not least guest, but the last guest, is what inspired you to start playing this beautiful game of football?
Man, I'd say, I've always loved football. I've always really loved sports, and most of all, I love competing. Really, my story's a little different. Most kids, start football as their favorite sport and all that. I didn't start football. I started playing quarterback in 7th grade, but I didn't start high school till my senior year. So I was a 1-year starter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then that's when I realized, I was like, I really like this. This is fun, playing quarterback. And I just kind of fell in love with the position, fell in love with the game. And that's when I realized I wanted to play at the next level.
Yeah, take me through that early high school process where you only get to start 1 year, kind of what was the process like? Just did you play those years, or were you just a backup during that time, or what was that process like?
Yeah, so I was, baseball is my big sport. So I had some pretty big offers for baseball, and I thought that was going to be what I did. But I was also a basketball player. So I played all 3 sports all the way through high school.
Multi-sport.
And so football, yeah, I grew late too. So I was 5'6" going into 10th grade. So
oh wow,
that kind of limits you. In some areas.
I've been 5'4" since I was 14.
Yeah, so it limits you playing quarterback. But so I actually broke my leg my junior year, so that didn't help. And then so by the time senior year had gotten here, I had been fortunate to be pretty successful in baseball and basketball. So I didn't really know what to expect with football. And then we took off, ended up going 14-1, losing the state championship game, and that's when I realized that I really wanted to try to pursue football.
I've been talking to some of these other guys who were able to stay at the same spot in college for their careers, and a lot of guys will bounce around, and that was kind of the instance for you where you start out at Murray State, you were there for a couple of years, and then you're at Northwest Mississippi Community College, and you have a lot of success there. I know Murray State probably wasn't the starting action that you wanted to see, but at Northwest Mississippi, you go there, you're winning awards left and right. Could you kind of take me through that process of getting to Murray State and then transferring to Northwest Mississippi?
Yeah, so Murray State got an offer 5 days before signing day, and funny enough, how all this plays out is I was really trying to go to Sanford. I was trying to get Coach Hatcher to give me an offer, and he gave me a PWO because they already had a room full of quarterbacks. But I was very grateful to have that offer from Murray State. Love my coaches there, Coach Mitch Stewart, Coach Coleman, and then when they got let go. I was like, oh, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do because we got a new offensive coordinator who was primarily wanting to run the ball. And so two of my D-line coaches actually went to Northwest Mississippi, and then that's kind of how I got in touch with them. They told the coaches about me. They reached out, and then I went to Northwest and was blown away by the facility, the success they had, like past quarterbacks like Gardner Minshew, won a national championship there. So kind of sold me on the spot, and I was ready to go and went to San Antonio, Mississippi.
Well, kind of talking about that Northwest Mississippi stint where, like I said, I mean, you're winning awards left and right, you're setting records, you're winning a lot of games. Kind of take me through your time there and just the growth that you saw in your play. I mean, really, Northwest Mississippi there, I mean, considering you only started 1 year in high school, that was your second year of actually starting as a quarterback.
Right. Man, yeah. So Coach Hill, my offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach there, probably helped me grow as much like in a quarterback perspective as anyone. Along with Coach Hatcher, I've been blessed with some really good coaches, but he just kind of talked me through. And there's not a lot to do in San Antonio, Mississippi, so start studying football, working really hard, and man, we just had a phenomenal team. Like there's a couple of guys on NFL rosters right now from that team, a couple of receivers that were really good. So I had a lot of talent around me, so that always helps. But yeah, we had 2 really good years, and funny enough, Diego Pavia actually put us out in the playoff in 2021 to go to the national championship. So I've been seeing him be successful for a while now.
Yeah, he's still playing in college. I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talk about some of these elongated careers, and obviously COVID played a big role in that, which it did for you as well, I believe, and gave you another year of eligibility. And you moved from Northwest Mississippi, and then you do land at Sanford, which now I know the backstory to that is that's where you originally wanted to be. So you land there for your final 2 years. You're a Walter Payton Award finalist in 2022. I mean, just once again, winning awards, winning games left and right. Talk to me about some of your highlights from your time at Sanford and just being able to play there. And now I know that it means even more to you because that's where you wanted to play.
Because I'm a Birmingham kid, and they actually offered me for baseball. And so I was like, oh, well, that would be fun to do both there. But, yeah, when Coach Hatcher, and funny enough, Coach Stewart, who was my head coach at Murray State, was the offensive coordinator at the time at Sanford. They both gave me a call and offered me, and I was like, I had a couple of mid-major, like bigger offers in Sanford. I was like, I'm ready to go to Sanford. So, yeah, man, went there, and the culture at Sanford is unbelievable. Coach Hatcher does a really good job. Had great teammates, and it honestly felt like high school again. You're just you're best friends with everyone, if that makes sense, and that's it's very rare in a college locker room. But man, we just had so much fun. I think that's why you see us win so many close games. End up going 11-2, going to the quarterfinals, winning the SoCon, and just a lot of really good memories there with those guys and those coaches.
I know coming out of college, you had some pro looks, you had a few visits with NFL teams, there were some local workouts and things like that. You're really impressed at your pro day. Could you kind of take me through the process of, having the highs coming out of Sanford and, setting those records and playing at such a high level and then getting into the pro scene and not really being able to latch on anywhere, but getting your foot in the door, kind of giving you some hope for your future?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was very blessed to go to the Tampa Bay Bucks minicamp. Had a lot of visits, a lot of interviews that I thought went really well. And then, you get to into that world and you realize how many people want to be in your position, how many spots there are, how many people that are trying to do it. And so, yeah, man, you just got to make the most of your opportunity. But yeah, it's very tough. And, the Bucks was short-lived. Thought we might get another chance because did pretty well there, but they ended up going a different direction and then went to Saskatchewan Roughriders last year.
Yeah.
Later in the year. So yeah, that was great. I was gonna try to go earlier in the year, but I got married in the middle of their season. So
Okay. I mean,
it
hey,
made
priorities, man. You got
to go in June.
No,
but
that was my next question for you. Actually, was about that short stint with the Rough Riders because I think you were signed in October and then you were released for a little bit and then you signed back and you had you were there for maybe 3 or 4 days during camp. So could you kind of take me through the process?
Yeah.
And
So
going up
yeah.
north?
So no, great question. So they had I was trying to go in. Well, they wanted me to go in June when I was done with the Bucks, but I couldn't go because my wedding was the next week. So that just didn't, that doesn't really play out, unfortunately. So then we came to the agreement.
Got the wedding on the field. I mean,
yeah, wife would have been too happy about that, which understandable. But so I couldn't go in June like we had talked about, and so they had said, "Hey, why don't you join us at the practice roster expansion? Unless someone gets hurt, then you'll come earlier." So I was like, "That's perfect." So did that. Was there for 6 weeks. And things really got going for them too. So they made the playoffs. It was great. When they released me, I signed like the same within 3 minutes. Like I knew I was going back there.
okay.
And just some unexpected things happened in the off season, I would say, that led to my stint with the Rough Riders being shorter than we thought.
Right.
If that makes sense. Things are always changing in that scene. So I had a feeling going up there that, it may not have been, I might not be there for long, but thought I played really well. And they're killing it. So good for them. And like I said, the people there, teammates, coaches there were phenomenal. So rooting for their success.
Yeah. Kind of bouncing back where maybe circling back a bit to getting your foot in the door of the pro scene. Like, how much different is it, trying to adjust to this where, like, opportunities come and go so quickly, right? Where, like you saw with Tampa Bay or with the CFL, like, you get a call and the next thing you know, they called somebody else and there's so much going on. And of course, it's not personal, it's business. But, like, how do you kind of manage that and transition from college where you're a star to now just trying to find a spot now in the pros?
Yeah, man, I think you look at it, it's all about the journey. And in this, like you said, you could get a call tomorrow and be on a team, right? So my thing's always been, I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can at this, and you're never going to regret working too hard, right?
Yeah.
So work as hard as you can, stay ready, and when you get an opportunity, take advantage of it. Because once you get that opportunity, it's up to you.
Yeah, one of the quotes that I kind of try to live by is, I'm okay with being outperformed, but I don't want to be outworked. Like,
Absolutely.
Sometimes people are going to just be better. Like, I mean, it is what it is, but
sometimes
I'd rather
you're gonna
not.
have more God-given ability, and that's fine. But I think at the end of the day, you're trying to be the best version of yourself.
Exactly. And
that's a lot of coach talk, cliche, but it's true.
It's true. I mean, there's a reason why you hear that coach speak pretty often. Taking a shot on yourself lately, participating at the UFL Showcase, and I know you turned some heads there. What made you want to attend that event?
I mean, yeah, just show GMs and scouts there that I can throw it with the best of them, and just kind of meet people, make an impression, and yeah, I mean that's kind of what the point of those showcases are.
Right.
So go bet on yourself and show people what you can do. So
it's all about networking, and sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know. So obviously that's a big part of it as well. I know,
right.
More coach speak, I know.
Yeah,
But was there anything in particular that you think really helped you stand out specifically at this past showcase?
Yeah, I think just my release, having a quick release, being on time, being accurate, and I think I surprised people too with my arm strength. So yeah, I mean those are the things you're looking for in a quarterback. Someone who can lead the huddle, lead people, and who's going to put your players in position to be successful. So that's what I try to show, and I think I did that to the best of my ability.
And speaking of not just your physical attributes, but also the leadership and the mentality that you have, what would be your message to these pro teams, whether it's the UFL or the CFL or the NFL or whoever might catch this by chance? Why do you belong in one of these leagues?
I mean, it's always you try to be humble, right? But then when you ask a question like that, you kind of have to put yourself out there. And
yeah.
My thing would be, I would say, I mean, if you look at my track record, everywhere I've been, I won. I pride myself on being a winner. I pride myself on outworking everyone like we talked about. And, man, I just think if I get a chance here, I will make the most of my opportunity.
I'd be curious, like we talked about, you've been through so many different stops, and like you said, it's all part of the journey. What would be some of the lessons that you've learned along the way from football that have really shaped you into who you are as a person right now?
Yeah, that's another really good question. Guy, you're on fire today, James.
Came prepared, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Man, I think there's a couple different things. I think one of them is like, again, you have to enjoy, like, it's all about the journey, right? So you kind of have to take the emotions out of it, whether you win or you lose. Like, you got to show up to work every single day and give it, to the best of your ability. And I just say be like taking advantage of every opportunity and just being grateful for the opportunities that you have. I think, like you said, having the chance to be a quarterback at Stanford, like I never took that for granted, ever. Like even at Northwest, never took it for granted. I'm going to show up, work as hard as I can, and try to give my teammates and my coaches the best chance to win.
Oh, we got a question here from the comments from Michael Heilman. Did Trevor Harris give you any advice while you were in Saskatchewan?
Oh, Trevor's awesome. I think you look at what he's doing right now, and you're like, there's a reason he's been in that league so long. But yeah, man, I will say this, and I've told a lot of people this because I do a bunch of quarterback training on the side too. He taught me from a mentality standpoint. Like I've never seen a quarterback prepare the way he does, like going through reads, breaking down defenses. Like I thought I did a really good job of that until I was with him and in a film room with him. I was like, I've never seen someone be so prepared and just know the opponents almost better than themselves, but also the way he would go through plays, reads. He's phenomenal. And he's an awesome person, too. Awesome person.
We've seen a lot of comments of folks wanting to see you in Birmingham. I know, be a nice homecoming story for you to go play for the Stallions. I know, obviously, you'll take any opportunity, but maybe would there be, just a little extra, satisfaction in being able to play for the Stallions there in your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, man, it'd be a blessing to have an opportunity with any UFL team, but the Stallions would be special for sure. I got a lot of people, a lot of friends here, and yeah, it would be a blast.
I mean, the UFL's talking about trying to get sellout crowds. So what better way to do it than bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Hiers?
It would be fun. Yeah, we might pack out the stands a little bit, but we'll see. But
yeah,
it'd be a blessing anywhere.
That would be awesome. And one final question I have for you, Michael, before we wrap things up is obviously you're still trying to find your footing here in the pro scene, but you've had so many stops. You've been around the block, and you have some of that pro experience now under your belt. What would be your message to some of these younger guys that might not have that experience that are working towards what you're trying to do as well?
I think it'd be the same thing I said earlier. Keep working, stay ready. You never know when you're going to have an opportunity, but if you do have an opportunity, you better take advantage of it. And there's no better way to take advantage of it than preparing yourself as good as you possibly can.
Right on. Well, Michael, I really appreciate you taking time with us today. Wishing you the best moving forward in your career, and hopefully we get to see you on a football field next year. Hopefully it's in the UFL. I'd love to get out to a game and cover you playing this league. Any final comments before we depart and go our separate ways?
No, man, I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate everything you do for the UFL, man. Your coverage is phenomenal, and I enjoy keeping up with it. So thank you.
I appreciate that, Michael. Well, hey, best of luck moving forward, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Michael. Well, that'll wrap up our Around the UFL interview series today. That was a lot of fun. We had running back Rajai Harris from East Carolina. Then we had Christian Edgerson from Florida Memorial, joined by Dylan Brown from Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin River Falls, D3 school. And then, of course, the Sanford legend, the Sanford kid, the Birmingham kid, Michael Hiers, finishing it off. I appreciate everyone who stuck around for this one, providing some fun comments. And scrolling up, I know there's a couple of people that called me out. Who was that? Oh, dang it. I lost it. Somebody asked me a couple of questions, and I want to make sure I answered them before we wrap this thing up, but this thing's not letting me. How's the blacklist? Oh, it's been great, as usual. It is what it is. Any latest news on the Michigan Panthers? To be honest, that one's still kind of up in the air. I know there's been some informal talks, as the Detroit Press reported, about talking to DCFC, the soccer stadium that's going to be putting it in maybe 2027, 2028. There's still no clarity on that. As far as I know, Eastern Michigan University is still out of the picture, and of course, who knows what would happen with Ford Field. Do you bother trying to play another season there? Obviously, it's not going to be profitable, so we will see. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I don't see any other questions in here or anything else to comment on, so thanks again to everybody who joined. I'm sorry for some of those technical difficulties. Tried to run this one as smooth as I could with 4 guests. It was a bit unique, but I had a great time. Hope you guys did too. Thanks again. And of course, if you're a UFL Showcase participant, whether you were on the show today or not, wishing you the best moving forward and good luck in the rest of your career. But until next time, this is James Larson with Pro Football Newsroom around the UFL.